The guy who's going to land the knockout punch is the guy with the broadest shoulders and the broadest back.
James Borlace.
James Borlace is going to finish off this gorilla.
It's just subjective. Someone's just deciding this. There's no actual system.
I really hate us, don't you?
No, I respect Collingwood. Okay, I
respect us and
no.
hate us.
You can feel the tension sitting in between you both.
Whoa, here comes the DEES. Short Shadows starting us off, season 6, episode 5, and we are up and about. We were a little bit flat last week, not sure why, but Dee's come back from 44 points down. Oscar Steen's jumping higher than the sky. Dean Hawks had a bye, but you got to see their facilities, so mate, all up and about. 3 fantasy wins, all 3-0, 1 and 2, but all our teams are 2-1. Dean and Brodie, good morning. How are we feeling?
Yeah,
Good morning.
I was going to say happy days, but it could be happy D's instead.
Yes, happy D's.
There was
happy
definitely
Ds.
a pep in your step this morning, Chase. He walked in, had a bit of purpose to him, wasn't carrying as much baggage like he usually is, and you could see the limp was on him, but he was happy.
Yeah, no, I was happy. It was a lot of fun yesterday. That first half though, like I was saying some things about my football club, and that was horrible. But yeah, it was a very, very fun second half, and it's always good to beat Carlton. I don't hate them, but it was just nice to get one back on them. Like we hadn't beaten them since 2022 when Cozzy kicked that goal, so they had won a lot of close games, but. Yeah, good weekend of footy, an active weekend, I think, for all of us, an eventful one, and yeah, like I said, a very fruitful one as well. So, Dean, I'm going to go to you. You had a big day yesterday touring Hawthorn's new facilities at Dingley.
Yeah, so I'll head straight into my shit day to be. It's a shit day to be a rusty dumbbell.
Ooh.
And that is because the AFL facilities divide is real. It's the last aspect of the AFL which isn't included in the soft cap.
The gym equipment? Or
Pardon?
What isn't?
So pretty much you can't, no one can go and spend whatever they want on coaches, players. There's a salary cap. With the facilities, there's no salary cap. You can spend whatever you want. So Hawthorn has I think it's about an $100 million valued facility. And that is significantly better than Melbourne, North Melbourne, a lot of other teams. And I was just thinking, I'll get into what I saw, but if you're behind the 8 ball, how are you going to recruit free agents? Say Hawthorn and Melbourne are giving you the same money, same security in a position. You're going to Hawthorn without a doubt because of the facilities. Like it's not even a question. So it puts you significantly ahead of other teams, and yeah, I can get into the tour. So
Go on.
it was about an hour and a half with a couple other people, and we got to see the recovery rooms. There's a pool, magnesium spa, cold plunge, like a 20-man sauna. Then it's got the synthetic turf, which only Essendon have. Zach and I were having some shots there, and we got to see the gym, which is state-of-the-art, like all brand new equipment. Then there were other parts which we couldn't take any photos of, like the offices, and just the whole environment. Both fields, one is the size of Marvel, one's the size of the MCG. I don't believe any other AFL team would have that. Sandy were actually playing on the Marvel one, and thinking, obviously, all the Premiership Cups.
Yeah.
Did your hat go flying?
Pardon?
Did your hat go flying?
Your shuttle fall off?
Yeah, we spoke about the wind. I said, am I allowed to mention the W word, wind? Yeah. And yeah, basically, it's pretty much like the wind is just amplified in Dingley. So Dingley sits above, like the whole training facilities is elevated, so there's no protection. So like you drive up, and obviously it's like near the freeway and everything, so there's no protection with trees or buildings or anything. So basically, if it's a 2-goal wind in general, then it's probably a 4-goal wind in Dingley. But if there's no wind, there's no wind in Dingley. So that's how they were describing it. They said they're looking at maybe like putting like mesh nets around or something, which would be a bit disappointing because it is a great view when you're looking out. And
They haven't even experienced peak winter yet with the wind. Like, it will get bad.
yeah, I know.
Like, really bad.
Yeah, damn.
If it's already an issue now, and especially during summer, I heard about it. I think I mentioned it to you boys, and you're like, what? And yeah, if summer in Melbourne, the wind isn't that bad during summer. In winter, it gets pretty rough, 30 to 40 kilometers of wind during the day. So if it's amplified, if you said it's amplified in Dingley, then that's going to be 60 to 70 kilometers.
Yeah.
No, don't.
Nah, I wasn't. But nah, yeah, that was about it. But it's really, really cool. Like, and it was very, very, very cool to have got a tour.
Yeah.
In terms of access to training facilities, Melbourne has to be the best city in the world for it. I was thinking about if, hypothetically, if we were to host the Olympics and countries and teams needed to stay in certain areas, there'd be nine different facilities just from AFL teams alone. Which other...
Eight.
We
don't have one.
What?
We don't have one.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Well,
we Casey.
Yeah, sorry. We do have a Casey. Yeah.
But which other...
No one's going to Casey, though, if you're not coming to Melbourne for the Olympics.
Which other city would have that in the...
I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, Melbourne is the sporting capital, so...
No, it's just it's an interesting thought. Like, yeah, no.
Where do you reckon they'd go? Is it Collingwood's training facilities?
I think they'd use whatever is closest, but yeah, it wouldn't really be a problem in terms of just using a bus to get around. You'd get all the countries.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah. Back to the footy on Sunday. I feel like our attention has to go to Carlton and some of their alarming second half trends. So they go up 44-1 they kicked the first goal of the second quarter, and from that point it was 99-33. Melbourne kicked 14 goals in the second half after they only kicked one in the second half. There's got to be some serious fitness problems at Carlton. Like, it's not just a one-off. It happened last year against Richmond.
It happens every year, multiple times.
Yeah, it happens every week. Like, win or lose, they always start well and finish horribly. That's a really, really alarming trend. Like, you've just come off pre-season and every other team seems to be much fitter than you. Like, who's running their football program down there?
Do you think it's fitness or is it mental fragility?
Both. Like,
I think it's the latter, to be honest.
You think it's mental fragility?
Yeah. Surely they can't be that much.
They go into a show, like Doherty said, after their first game of the year. They go into a show and they don't know how to execute games towards the end, especially when there's a few minutes left. Well, the game was already over by then. Forgotten Stars actually posted at halftime saying, would shock no one if Carlton lose from here.
Yeah, I do agree with you, but like, Melbourne aren't world beaters, Richmond aren't, and these are the teams that are making comebacks against them. So there has to be a genuine like problem outside of just like football skills when it comes to this alarming trend.
When you're dropping marks behind the play with 6 minutes left, costing your team, and then I can't remember what happened after that. You end up getting a goal out of it though. Then that doesn't really have to do with fitness.
It can. Yeah, when you're tired,
fatigue, maybe
you make more mistakes under fatigue.
Dropping a chest mark, like,
yeah. I just think if it happens this much, I don't know if it's
maybe it's an inside job. Maybe one of the players out to get Carlton.
Because they look they looked pretty good in that first half, especially the first quarter. Like, everything seemed to click for them.
But it's so irrelevant if you can't.
Of course, it's irrelevant, but it just shows like they can play footy. I don't know what happened to them. Like, yeah, watching it was just they were completely two different sides. Like, from the first quarter and a half to the third and fourth quarter. Like, ridiculous.
And what's most concerning is it's not like they lost after a kick of the siren or like in a close game. They lost by 24.
After being 20 points up 10 minutes to go.
That's just baffling.
We can't resonate with this being Collingwood and Hawthorn fans. We haven't dealt with that in terms of the same ongoing issue. You know, they've been in one prelim, one final since 2017?
2013, I think.
2013?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. DEES, they let you down a lot back in the day, but it's not like they were teasing you with almost winning. You weren't actually playing good footy to get you ahead at some point. But these guys genuinely tease their fans. Yeah. They think they're in it, and their only win has been against Richmond, which they won by 4 points in round 1. They got thumped against Sydney. So it's going to be an interesting week for them going against North, who just came off a win.
Yeah.
They had the bye, and you talk about fitness. They should have been the team ready to go at the end of the game.
Yeah. Yeah. I think Michael Voss is in a lot of trouble just because of what happened in the off-season. They spoke to Craig McRae. I believe they spoke to John Longmire about getting the coach. So ultimately, Michael Voss is their plan B, C, D, maybe even E. They couldn't acquire another coach, but they still kept him. And Kane Corn said it early in the year. It's an untenable situation. Like, how are you going to start a season and continue with a coach that you don't trust? You don't trust because you tried to get another one. Why don't you just at the end of the last season get rid of him and make a process to find a new coach? That's what Melbourne did. Like, we didn't have a coach to replace Simon Goodwin, but we said, enough's enough. He's not good enough. He's not the man to lead us forward. We need change. We're going to sack him, and we're just going to trust that we can find a better coach by prelim week.
I don't even think Voss is the issue, but I do think change is necessary. I think they need a refreshing start. But I wouldn't put the blame, as weird as it sounds, I wouldn't put the blame on Voss as to why they are performing so bad.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
They're within these games. They're leading by a lot of points throughout the game. Same with the Richmond game. But they just don't know how to finish and execute.
I do agree with you to an extent, but let's look at Collingwood. Craig McRae was since he's come in, what's been most impressive about Collingwood is just they know how to win. They know how to win regardless of how the game's going, regardless of how well they're playing. They know how to win. If it's a close game, they know how to close it out. If they have a lead, they know how to maintain that lead towards the end and play in gears. Michael Voss has not been able to coach Carlton to play in gears at all. So yes, it could be mental fragility from the players. It could be a fitness issue. It could be a skill issue, and it is all those three. But ultimately, Michael Voss has not coached Carlton how to win. And it was the same with Melbourne. Simon Goodwin did not coach Melbourne in the last couple of years how to win games. We lost 14 games, I think, under 10 points in the last 2 years.
I think whether it's fair or not, Voss will go because, the trend of these second half capitulations mean no coach would stay. What?
What's funny?
That word.
Capitulation.
That's what they're doing.
Yeah.
They just capitulate. They go into their shell and there's no even comeback to the other team's comeback. It's just, Melbourne will win this. They'll go and win by 4 goals even. So I think Voss will go. It's inevitable. The head of the snake is always the first to go. But I don't think that's the main issue because Carlton, first it was Moldhouse, then it was Bolton, then it was John Barker, then it was someone before Voss. Teague. Then Voss. It's always the coach. Eventually, it needs to be something else. It needs to be the players. You look at, they've brought in guys like Florent and Haywood and other guys to help Ainsworth. Are those guys doing enough? Is Mackay doing enough? Can't just be on Cripps. And Jagger and Dean have shown more than enough in their first 3 games. So something else has to change. They can't just think a coach is going to fix all of their issues.
I spoke to a friend of the podcast, Jared, this morning about what he thought. He simply said, kept it pretty real with me and just said he's over it. He's frustrated. He's been frustrated with his team for this long. He struggles to have the same feel that he used to when watching Carlton games just because he has no faith in them. Like, spending a Sunday arvo at the MCG to see that and then having to go into your week is pretty shit. So
I agree.
I think they're over it as a fan base. They're actually over it. They're really frustrated, and I think they want to see change as well.
I agree because as a supporter, the worst thing is supporting a team and being hopeless. Like, you can support a struggling team. So let's look at Richmond, for example. you can be a supporter of Richmond and you're probably going to lose most games this year, but you still look at that team and say, oh, they're probably going to show signs. They're probably going to improve. They might upset a few teams.
They're going to go hard in it. They're going to show that they care.
Whereas Carlton are just in no man's land. Yeah. They're in no man's land. Their list build is very inconsistent. Like, you've got Jagger and Dean. Okay, you can play the patient game with them, but by the time they're hopefully superstars for Carlton's sake, what's going to happen with Cripps and Mackay and even Walsh to an extent and Wiedering? So their list build's a little bit everywhere. Their best players, or their most talented players, I think, are still on the older end, and they don't seem like they're going to be contending anytime soon. So they're just in no man's land. And as a Carlton supporter, yeah, you are like Jared, and you're a little bit hopeless. And I think that's a horrible place to be as a supporter.
Speaking of struggling teams, should we talk about our Saturday night?
Yeah, we can. It was a pretty horrible game. We went to the Essendon North game, and I don't think we're going to talk about Essendon again.
No, but just the experience and our thoughts in general.
Well, did you like Marvel?
Well, I've been to Marvel before, and like it was my first time. But
Marvel.
It doesn't even compare to the G. It's apples and oranges, and they're so close to each other. Just the vibes of the roof being shut.
It was dead.
Oh, the veggie burger I had cooked me in the whole second half.
You turned into Shag.
Yeah, I did my best to push through. But, yeah, I don't know. Something just feels artificial. That's the word.
Yeah.
Artificial. And then the songs after goals, I know that's not a Marvel thing, but I felt like they were poorly timed and they were very random lyrics from the song. So it wasn't the main chorus. I don't have the songs in my head.
Okay. Yeah,
but
one was Rock That Body by Black Eyed Peas, and it wasn't
it wasn't the main Rock
weird.
Your Body.
Yeah.
And it was also like 20 seconds too late, and then it was a 10-second snip, and yeah, both fans were just annoyed the whole time. Chase said it then. It just felt like Essendon lost. It didn't feel like North won. And yeah, that's how I would summarise it.
Yeah. Brodie, you had the double Marvel. You went to the Friday night and Saturday night.
Yeah, I think I said to Kai, I hope I don't have to go back for at least another 2 months. I really dislike Marvel for multiple reasons that I'm not going to get into because Dean basically summed it up pretty well. But I'm going for Good Friday. I love supporting Harry. I love watching Harry. So I'm not going to complain about that, to be honest.
Yeah, you got a big hit from Durham.
Yes, that was...
Okay.
I asked him about it, and he said, oh, it wasn't as big as it seemed. But I thought, we've just wasted coming to North Essendon and Harry's going to be out the rest of the game.
Yeah.
When I saw him hit the ground, I'm like, oh, he's done.
I don't know how some of these footy players are
conditioned to... He's got very underrated toughness.
Yeah.
He took some great intercept marks, puts his body on the line.
He's always been like that, to be fair.
He has, but no one talks about it.
Yeah. I think another pressing issue from the week it came out, and it's a shit day to be the head because you're not getting insured. Tom Morris came out with a story, and credit to Tom for calling it out. Like, he's more of a news reporter, but he went into the opinion space and he called out Zurich for their, I don't know, the ins and outs and the nuts and bolts, but it seems like they're fucking around with Angus Brayshaw a little bit and his insurance claim after he was medically retired. But this is the AFL's biggest problem because it's inevitable that there's going to be more incidents like this where players are medically retired, and if the AFLPA can't get a sponsor, if the AFLPA can't get an insurance company to insure head injuries and head knocks, then what the hell is going to happen? Like, the AFL is going to be in massive trouble with these lawsuits. AIA sponsored the cricket players for their head knocks, and while that does happen, and it can be serious, obviously, it doesn't happen as often as players getting concussed in the AFL. So it's probably something that the insurance companies are more willing to help out with or offer services for. I don't know if anyone, if Zurich aren't going to insure the players' heads, who's going to do it? I'm not an expert in the insurance space, although I have had to deal with a lot of car insurances in the past few years. But like, Brodie, how does it work with the head insurance? How do you actually have to prove that you have been affected by the injury?
again, I'm no expert. I remember reading an article about Nathan Murphy, who suffered some really bad head knocks and as a result struggled to sleep at night, would feel really dizzy during the day, spent some time throwing up as well randomly. Aiden O'Driscoll was quite similar, the Western Bulldogs.
So you said that he got paid out.
I don't think I said that.
Did you, Dean, or was it Kai?
I think
yeah,
Kai
but
said he got paid out a couple million.
I don't think it's confirmed. I think that's just going around.
Yeah, so O'Driscoll was another example, but there's talk that Brayshaw isn't allowed to play golf, and that's under the assumption that his head would be okay to play. So he has to hold himself back from these minor things to prove that he's actually eligible for the insurance. But I remember reading online about insurance companies in general. You know, they work in mysterious ways. They can be quite deceitful as well. There was a statement that said if there was a claim below $1,500, it would be paid out immediately to the person. If it was between $1,500 to $5,000, it would be flagged by an employer and then taken to talk with someone higher up, and usually would be paid out. And if it was 7,500 or above, it would be declined straight away and sent to be disputed in the courts.
Yeah, really.
So that's generally how they work. It's a money making scheme. So, you know, they're not gonna, if they don't see fit for a payout, which would be a lot of money for Brayshaw, because, you know, there's every chance, if you look at Murphy, there's every chance these players won't be able to work a standard 9 to 5. Like, they will not be able to look at a desk, at a computer at a desk for 8 hours straight if that's the profession they choose. So, you know, you've got to be compensated basically for the rest of your life going into retirement. I'm not exactly sure how that would work with insurance, but yeah. Also, I don't work in the insurance field.
Yeah.
So.
No, I just thought you'd know, and that was very insightful information. But with Angus Brayshaw, like, he was, like you said, it will be a big payout. He was 1 year in to a 5-year contract. So I don't know how that has been paid out from a Melbourne point of view.
Melbourne would have paid him out. There would have been a clause or something in the contract there. It would have been paid out for that, because it's a bit of a freak accident. You know, he was medically retired. But in terms of insurance, it would be more ambiguous. So it's harder to say.
Yeah.
From the insurance company's point of view, they're going to see that the trend is that more players are having to be medically retired because of concussion, and they're going to be like, well, this is bad business for us. Let's put an end to paying these guys out, which is not fair, obviously.
Yeah. That's correct. Like, last week we were talking about how the biggest issue in the game is the pace of the game, the hamstrings, the clock's not working. And Zurich have just said, hold my beer. And this is now the biggest problem by a long way, I reckon.
Yeah. And obviously Brayshaw can't come out and speak about it. So
yeah.
it's
really
also tough.
It's
probably.
Yeah, I don't think you can.
No.
It's very sad. Like, yeah, he's one of our favourites, Gus. So, yeah, hopefully he gets compensated.
Almost a guest on this pod once.
Yeah, I tried. So, basically, before he got knocked out in the Collingwood game, so that week, like the week of the finals, a message was passed on to him to come on to come on as a guest, and I think he was keen. Like, he did. The message I got was that he was keen to do it, and then the week after he gets knocked out, and I don't think I can reach out after that. So,
damn.
Yeah.
What could have been?
Yeah. What could have been, but for his sake, I hope he's okay. Which I don't know. I mean, Paul Seasman's come out and spoke about his experiences, and it's pretty sad and it's pretty serious. Brodie, what was a shit week to be?
Coming into this week, it is a shit week to be a Pies fan. Thursday night, not going to be able to watch. Why is it a shit week
to be a Pies fan?
Because not going to be able to watch the full game due to Pesach duties at the table. There's also another thing happening that night, a kind music event. So it happened in 2024 as well, and it's always against Brisbane. So I think
Brisbane, Collingwood always play the Easter
Thursday.
Thursday.
Yeah.
you managed to watch a game under the table, or you went to the toilet every 10 minutes to watch a DEES game?
I reckon every single...
What's the strat?
Every single Pesach, Melbourne play that night. I think it's been like 3 or 4 years in a row. Look, there's a couple of strats.
You're not going to remember the songs.
Yeah, nah, don't worry, man. I get involved with the songs. But the strat is go upstairs to the toilet for half an hour.
Half an hour?
The family's going to think you're doing something else.
Yeah.
Nah, it was...
Going to send the search and rescue squad
This is
out
2021. 2021, watch the first quarter like under the table a bit. Then second quarter...
Well, you sing like Halila has...
What happens when it's Manish Tanan and you need to stand up?
Oh, well, I'm not the youngest in the family, so that's
True,
okay.
true.
And then it was a go upstairs for... I think it was 20 minutes to watch the second quarter. And that was when Cozzy kicked like those 2 crazy goals against St Kilda.
Screaming from upstairs. Oh my God, he's kicked it.
Yeah. But then the second half, well, usually like after dinner, there's a nice little break between dessert. So you can kind of watch like the third quarter, maybe the fourth. And then like with dessert, like you can get away with watching it again. But yeah, it's shit. I don't know why Melbourne always... Luckily this year we're not, so it's all good.
What about just going into lockdown and watching it after?
I can't. I just...
Why?
I just can't do it. I hate watching the games delayed. Someone's going to spoil it as well.
No, not if you go straight home.
So
apparently... You preempt your table, you lock in for the Seder, and then you come home and you...
Yeah, I just hate watching games delayed. I really...
And you'd rather watch it broken up, going upstairs under the table...
Well, maybe I'll watch the first half and then not watch the second half or something like that.
That's even worse.
Apparently the salt water this year on the table doesn't represent the tears of the slaves in Egypt. It represents the Carlton fans.
Yeah, it may as well.
Very good.
It may as well be, because the amount of Jews that I bumped into yesterday... The AFL members... Yeah, a few keep up, but just in general, like people that I knew. I'm very thankful that I'm not a Carlton fan, or Collingwood, I guess, for that sake. Just for the sake of not seeing like everyone you know when you go to the footy. I kind of like just being in my little Melbourne bubble. And
I don't see that many people when I go.
At the North game, I think
maybe Collingwood's
we saw just the Nyrans boys. That was it.
Yeah, but Carlton is just horrible. Like, I don't know. I'm not there to socialise. I'm there to watch my team play footy.
I agree.
Yeah. But on Sunday as well, massive winners West Coast. They've now won more games than they won last year already.
How about that mark?
Which one?
Job Shanahan.
Shanahan. Sorry, I was on the way to the footy.
I was on to Shanahan early. I know anyone can say that, but he looks something. Like he's good.
He was not best positioned to take that mark as well. He was basically behind the pack and still managed to be the only man standing after. It was amazing. Yeah. It was off a torp as well.
I didn't see it, but I'm going to go watch it after.
And Willem Dersma
can play footy.
He's
and it's like
he's got a beautiful kick for set shot as well. He's got great upper over the head hands, and he's strong. For someone that doesn't look strong, he is strong.
Yeah. Wait till he puts some size on this one. Yeah, and this is what happens when you invest in youth. I think Dersma and Duff Tyler have showed enough already, and then you pair that with Reed, with Shanahan, Bo Allen. There's a few more. Lindsay, yep. And like eventually the wins keep building, and then you should go somewhere. You just hope it doesn't take as long as North Melbourne.
Yeah,
like, I mean, I understand it's not progress isn't linear, but you shouldn't be in that bottom 4 for more than 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, I just think they're sleeping giants. Like, they've been down the bottom for a long time now.
No, they haven't.
They have since
2020. 2021, they played us in the finals in 2020.
Yeah, since 2021.
It's not that long. As Dean said, the 4 to 5 years.
Oh, they've been pretty bad.
It is too long.
Yeah, I think
North has been a lot longer.
Yeah, that's what we're saying. Yeah. But
and Essendon.
I'm sure, like, their pressure against North the week before was unreal, and I don't think they got enough credit because I think people tend to analyse the loser in games where it's lesser teams instead of having a look at the winner. And I think they really got on top of North, fought hard, and they look like they're being coached well. And you can see the optimism for Eagles fans.
Yeah, I reckon like when all those core young players start to come through, they'll probably get a couple more at the end of this year. it's going to be scary. Like, they're going to be a very, very good team in not maybe 2, 3, maybe 4, 5 years. They're going to be a really, really good team, and that's going to be scary. And you just forget how big West Coast are. Like,
and how big of an advantage West Coast at Optus is.
Yeah.
Also, credit to them for winning at 6 a.m. or whatever it was.
Yeah, it was 9:30, but yeah.
What?
So the game started at 12:30 Adelaide time, 12:30 Melbourne time, 12 o'clock Adelaide time. For West Coast, that's 9 a.m. in Perth. So the fans...
9:30. It was 9:30.
9:30.
Yeah.
The fans would have been... If you had a big Saturday night, you're missing that whole game. You're probably turning it on at the end and just seeing the win.
Yeah, wow.
That's probably why they got off to a slow start.
Probably. Maybe.
I don't think it's fair. I don't know who did the fixturing there.
That isn't fair. So you got to adjust it. They'd have to... Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
It was early wake up for the players, if you think about it. But to be fair, that happens in the NBA. Like,
yeah, but it's not fair if it happens to one team and not the other 17.
Yeah.
But when is the fixture fair? So
speaking of fixture, the grand final has been confirmed at a 2:30 start again for the next 2 years.
Yep.
Thoughts on that? No thoughts?
A rare win for the traditionalists.
Is it a win?
Are you a traditionalist?
I am, and out of all the traditional decisions or changes, I would say this one I actually would have been okay with them changing, as opposed to the inception of opening round, 5 bye rounds, the 10-man finals fixture. If you just say which one would you actually change, I would change the grand final. But I'm happy they kept it because I think it shows that they're listening. From a business side of things, you would assume that a 4:40 start or a 7:40 start would be more profitable on the television ratings. I think it's pretty set that those times would do better. But I actually think they've listened to the fans here, and so good on them. Your thoughts?
I don't mind. Like, I'm fine with the 2:30, but I think a twilight would have been better. It's going to be better for the entertainment, and I think it's just a better aesthetic viewing.
Yeah, it is a better product.
Yeah, and the other thing is, most games now are played with the yellow footy. You only have really 2 games a week that are played with a red footy, and 7 if it's a full round with yellow footies. So that always kind of gets me. Like, the whole final series is played with a yellow footy. The whole final series is usually played either twilight at night, and then the grand finals at 2:30, and it just a little.
It makes it more special though, doesn't it?
I agree.
The red footy's iconic.
Like, we don't play at 2:30 at all during the year, but we play the grand final there.
Really? No games at 2:30?
Not really, no.
Nah, because you either have 1:15, 1:40, and then you have the 4:40 or a 3:20.
I don't know. It just puts me off the grand final aesthetics.
You got to think of the players as well in terms of prep. It's a good time it's a good time slot in order for them to get the necessary prep. I think 4:40 would be weird. You got to think of when they eat, when they're...
I don't think that's a thought at AFL though.
Oh, no, but I'm saying if you're...
They're thinking of product.
Yeah.
And
Dean.
Kylie Minogue, homegrown talent.
Yeah, homegrown talent.
Still want to do a leaper, but it's fine.
Yeah, well...
Who would you want, Chase, if you could pick one?
Oh, sure, Shadows. You just started them. No, I'm just kidding. Who would I want? I thought... Have we had Ed Sheeran before?
Granny?
I don't think so. Because that was teased for the opening.
But I want a bit more rev up.
Like, yeah, but it never works, the grand... That's why I think it should be a Twilight grand final. Is the pre-game entertainment is never really...
Nah, Robbie Williams, Delta...
It's almost like you don't have the right
Maybe Oasis, I actually reckon would be very good. Like... Yeah.
That's Kylie Minogue.
Yeah. Like, I don't know if that's going to
get that'll be good. That'll be good.
I just think that's just like the same as like Katy Perry and stuff. Like, they're great songs, but I just don't know if they work at like... What time is it? 1 p.m. the pre-game entertainment?
Isn't it halftime?
No, it's pre-game.
Ah.
It's pre-game. I don't know. I just don't know if... Like, even Snoop Dogg last year, like, massive name, great songs. It just doesn't work. It doesn't work at that time. It doesn't work with that crowd, I don't think.
I think Kylie Minogue would be good.
All right, we'll see. I don't really care that much, to be honest. I don't really care. Should we go to from the fans?
Yeah, let's do it.
We have a question from Alon. obviously Pesach themed. It is Pesach this Wednesday night. Which AFL player would you want to lead you out of Egypt?
Hold on, Alon. I've got a good one for this.
Always comes up with the best questions.
He's good, Alon.
He's
Thank you,
very
Alon,
good.
for that one. Yeah.
Now, when you think of Moses, you think of the stick in the hand. You think of the long, luscious hair. Yeah,
Sure. Yeah.
the long
Yeah.
hair.
Yep.
I'm gonna go the Bond.
Yeah. Nice. The Bond would be good. The Bond is good leader. But is he the type of guy to tell Pharaoh, let my people go?
Yep.
Is he the type to go up to Luke Beveridge and say, let my people go?
He's more of a lead by actions than words figure.
I agree. Yeah. He is a
And
bit
someone who's a lead by word.
Darcy.
No. Paddy Dangerfield, former president of the AFLPA, so he's obviously well versed in stakeholder communication and standing up for his people.
Yeah.
And I reckon he would be the one to tell Pharaoh, you know what, Pharaoh, enough's enough. Let my people go. Follow me, boys and girls and everyone there. And he would lead them through the sea.
Yeah. I'm not. Who would I go for? I'm not too sure. I don't think I'd do Darcy Moore. Just 'cause
Archie
he's
Roberts?
Too injury prone. Darcy Moore's too injury prone, so that hamstring's probably going to hold him back.
He'd speak for too long as well, more.
Do a hammy splitting.
The Red Sea, it would close already.
Yeah.
He'd still be
Can you make
talking.
an edit of one of the players?
Yeah, I could probably just ask AI to do that. I'm going to go Max Gawn, though. I think he looks a bit like Moses would, whatever Moses looked like, with the beard. I can just see him holding a stick. And, yeah, he's the type of guy that leads by words and actions. So I think Max Gawn is the guy to lead you out of Egypt. And the reason I asked you, is Bont the type of guy to tell Luke Beveridge to let my people go? I think Max Gawn can go up to Simon Goodwin and say, let my people go. And we'll have Stephen King and lead us to the promised land. So,
And Cozzy's Aaron right by him.
Yes, Cozzy's Aaron. And they usually walk out with Cozzy and Fritsch next to him. So is there any other key figure that I'd forget that Fritsch can be? I don't know.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, that's okay. But, I think I'm going to go with Maxi as my skipper.
Thank you, Alon.
Shall we stay with Egypt?
We can stay with Egypt. Do you have the Passover Sheezel stats?
Yeah, so if only I had the Jimmy I made this graph high roller image for you guys to show the strong correlation of the R squared between Passover and Harry's performance. So I don't know what it is. Maybe it's a change of diet where he's forced to eat horseradish or something that changes the night before, the week before his game. But there's something that says he plays better during Pesach. Now, Harry's career disposals, AFL only, of course, is 28.6. Now, if we look at Pesach over the 2023 to 2025 games, he has played in 1, 2, 3, 4. I believe it's 4 to 5. Anyway.
Yeah.
He is averaging 33.25 disposals. So that is an increase by 16.3%.
Wow.
There you go.
Maybe Harry should be leading us out of Egypt.
Maybe.
I don't think he'd want to.
33.25 no. Yeah.
KLP Harry. Forget Whole Food Harry.
KLP Harry?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That'd be a good edit with the matzah in hand.
Yeah. I wonder what his family's Pesach traditions are, like niche traditions that maybe other families wouldn't do. Because I know my family has certain things that they do, which is interesting. But
Any guesses?
Any guesses? I don't know. Do you reckon Harry eats all the foods on the Pesach plate?
Nah, he wouldn't be.
Oh,
Do you reckon Harry's having the salt water?
I don't even think he has challah.
Why don't we just ask it?
This guy's got the most strict diet.
Nah, the challah.
Call him.
Salt water,
No,
yes, because he already mixes that into his coconut water or something.
You'd have the boiled egg.
Yeah.
Yeah, good protein.
Bit of herbs. Is Harry getting on that?
Yeah.
Why not? It's not like...
The chicken, the drumstick.
No, I don't think anyone has that.
Maror.
No, the chicken bone.
Do you guys have maror?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Harry's not eating the matzah, is he?
No. Do you reckon he even has a small bit?
It's just matzah, man. What's it going to do?
Constipate him?
Yeah. All right, a couple other questions. This is from Sushi. No question. Just reach out to your Carlton mates and make sure they're okay.
We have.
Yep.
Went for a jog with one of them.
Siglets, do you rate the Pendles golden 10 for breaking the games record?
Yeah, it's great.
What is the
So basically they're copying the NRL, which is
Okay.
another key pattern that the AFL's been doing. The guy who broke the most amount of tries in the NRL had the golden number. So the AFL's going to do the same thing, which is good, but we've got to get a step ahead of the NRL. You know, we've copied them with gather round.
Yeah, we're following them a little bit.
Yeah.
We need to be proactive instead of reactive.
Because we are the most popular sport in the country.
Yeah. Kobe, Scott or Voss? Who goes first?
Scott.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Scott, because it's almost inevitable they're going to lose the next couple games. And I think...
Yeah.
I think
Have you seen their fixture?
It's easy, no?
No,
Or
the
no?
next...
Well, they know they have
No, it's
Melbourne,
gonna
and
be
they always
very
beat us
hard.
in gather
Yeah.
round.
Other than you guys,
Yeah.
the next 5 all
Yeah.
against finals.
What are Essendon and Carlton waiting for regarding their coaches? From Daniel. I don't know. The only thing is, like, it's early in the season. You've just had a pre-season with their coach. Do you want to go get an interim coach for like 80% of the season? Could be a bit of a waste. You might want to wait it out with your own coach to see what they've done over the pre-season. I think that's what they were waiting for. So I'm not sure sacking a coach will do a lot right now, and it could actually hinder the rest of the season even more. Again, with the coaches from Devon, will Voss and Brad Scott get sacked on the same day? Who knows? Could be today for all we know. That was all the questions. I had to do them last night. Brodie, quarter footy.
Yeah.
You got something prepared?
I do. You guys ready
Okay.
for rock, paper, scissors?
Yeah. Let me just
Are you
think.
ready, Chase?
Let me just think about what I'm going to do here.
No,
Okay.
you're overthinking it now.
Okay. I'm going to
So,
go.
the defense lawyer gets to...
The prosecutor has to start
Mm.
and make a claim.
Yeah.
But the defense lawyer gets to choose what they're
Yep.
defending.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, ready, Dean?
Yep.
All right. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Let's go.
Chase.
I knew he was going to go rock.
We have Carlton versus North Melbourne this week, Good Friday. Who would you like to defend in terms of the better team? Who's going to win?
I'll defend North Melbourne,
Okay.
Dean. So you're going to say that Carlton are going to win?
Yep, I understand.
Okay.
3, 2, 1.
Carlton are going to win. I believe North haven't beaten them on Good Friday. You know, they're going to be filled with a lot of momentum and hope from their previous performances where they've been up at half-time in, I think, every game. You know, North, speaking of mental fragility, there's no better team than North. This team was up by 6 goals against West Coast and blew it. They've been up by 50 against Collingwood and blew it. And they don't know how to win either, so I think Carlton will get the upper hand.
Pretty easy to defend here. I think North Melbourne are the team in form. They're 2-1. Carlton have just come off an embarrassing loss. They're all down. I think the main thing about North Melbourne right now is they're almost fully fit. Like George Wardle played only 55% TOG. He'll be back to 70-75 TOG against Carlton. Tom Powell's in form. Harry Sheezel, of course. Simkin, LDU, they're all in form. And Sherry was quiet against Essendon. Blackerson nullified him. I think he's going to be back in form if he's not suspended, that is. So I think
Done.
North in form.
15 seconds, Dean.
Cherry will be suspended, so Pitane will get the upper hand there. I think Jagger Smith gets his first real prime time game, standalone game on the Friday. And Harry Dean's looking good in the back line. I think Toby Pink had a good game, but I don't think he'll be able to back it up.
Yeah, I think North Melbourne are just the faster team. Melbourne destroyed Carlton on the transition in the second half, and that's what North Melbourne can do. They're a faster, more fitter team than Carlton. They had a better preseason. They're in form. Carlton is shambles. Voss is going to get sacked, and North Melbourne are going to win by 25 points.
Thank you, boys. Well done.
Nice. Who do you think won the argument? Regardless of your opinion, who do you think won the argument?
Well, it's hard. You generally portray yourself better, so it's hard to go against.
No, I actually disagree. I thought Dean had some good
you
arguments.
You both did well, but I think...
Yeah. All right, let's get to round 4. Should we just go through the tips?
Yep.
It's Easter Thursday. Collingwood versus Brisbane. Easter Thursday. So Brisbane are 1-2. They beat St Kilda. Yes, Dean. You can just tell me. You don't have to write it down. But I'm going to go through the tipping of the Dos and Dos tipping and see where everyone's at. I think I tipped pretty well this week. Dean, out of the gauntlet? Oh, last week. Kai's out of the gauntlet because he tipped Port Adelaide. I'm 12th. It's actually pretty good. I'm actually 12th. I'm actually doing all right. First is Stiglitz is first. Our man Benji Stiglitz is on 21. Jake Robel joins him on 21 second, friend of the podcast. So they're both on 21, and then a bunch of 20s follow that.
Who's third?
Who's third is Nate S. Do you know who that is?
No.
Not too sure, but thank you for playing. Third. The winner of round 3. Any guesses? From our year scopers.
Eden.
Did you just see?
Aussie Eden.
Eden. 6 with a margin of 0. So he nailed the margin.
Phenomenal.
And yeah, shout out to Eden. Well done, Eden. Quite a few.
He'll be listening.
6s. Well, it was like 22 6s. But he got the margin right, so he wins round 3. So well done, Eden. He'll be listening, hopefully. And yeah, it's pretty tight at the top. My Or's up there. Eden's in 6th. Yep. Dean, you're 9th.
Yeah.
You know that.
Having a good year.
Yeah. Well done.
Thank you.
All right, let's go to round 4.
You know if Stiglitz wins, he'll be wearing that Harry top everywhere.
Yeah.
This
Brisbane
is the guy that rocks up to shove us in a Jalen Green top.
Really?
Really?
Sometimes. Used to. We don't have him anymore.
Bro, you want to go through the games?
Yeah. Brisbane versus Collingwood at the Gabba.
At the Gab. Collingwood actually have a decent record here again at the Gabba, I think. They've won this game a few times. McCluggage may be back for the Lions. Moore's out for Collingwood. I think I'm going to go Brisbane.
I'll go Collingwood.
Back my boys in Collingwood.
Okay.
Carlton versus North Melbourne. Come on, North.
Yeah, North.
Crom versus Freo at Adelaide Oval.
Good game.
Ooh, very good game. 2 similar teams, I reckon. I'm going to tip Freo though.
Freo.
Crom.
Richmond versus Port Adelaide.
This is a tough tip.
At the G, I'm going to go the Tigs.
I reckon Port are just two completely different sides away, home and away, even though they did lose at home to West Coast. I think this is a game Richmond really get up for. They mark this down as a game to win, and I think Richmond will win.
Agreed, Richmond.
Mm-hmm. West Coast versus Sydney.
Sydney.
Yep.
Melbourne versus Gold Coast. Gold Coast.
Yep. Gold Coast. It's a shame Petrarca's not playing. It's so boring now, this game.
Bulldogs.
Do you play them again this year?
Yeah, but over there. I'll probably go to that.
Would he have got booed?
Yeah. 100%.
Bulldogs versus Essendon. Bulldogs
by a lot.
And they love to downhill ski.
Yeah. Remember they kicked 20 consecutive goals against Essendon?
Yeah, was it the Josh Bruce game? No,
that was Good Friday.
Yeah.
Hawks v Geelong.
Easter Monday. This is a tough one.
I think we're the favourites, but I don't think we should be.
I think Hawthorn will win this game.
Geelong, we haven't.
Tip Hawthorn.
They beat us in the prelim. I'll go Hawthorn, but
I feel like we haven't said a word about Geelong in the first few weeks of the season.
That's exactly what they love.
Yeah, and that's what happens every year. No one speaks about Geelong until maybe halfway through the season, and then they start to get serious.
And then they're in a prelim. You already know they'll make the prelim.
Yeah, it's stupid, but I'll tip Hawthorn and the bye. St Kilda versus GeoPress.
Hawks in the bye.
All right, thank you for listening. We have another episode with Hef from the Keeper League, which will be coming out probably on Wednesday morning or Wednesday midday. So stay tuned for that. But listen to this podcast before, you already have if you get to this stage of the pod. Thank you for listening. Thank you, Dean. Thank you, Brodie.
Peace.